Good afternoon, everybody. It is Steve Lookner with Agenda Free TV coming to you with breaking news. And let me just make sure before we begin, can you hear me and, can you hear me and see me? Testing 1, 2, 3. I am not in my home studio. I am still visiting Mexico City, so I am doing this on a makeshift setup. Yes, people can hear me and see me. Great. Thanks for letting me know. We have some breaking news to cover. Police have reportedly taken into custody and are questioning a man in the shooting of the UnitedHealthcare CEO last week in New York City. The man reportedly had a gun similar to the one used in the shooting. Multiple reports say the man had one or more fake IDs on him. And also one report says he had a manifesto on him. He was reportedly taken into custody in Altoona, Pennsylvania. So we want to bring you the latest updates on this situation and take your comments on the air. You can give me a shout at Lookner on X, And thanks to you for being here, and thanks to our moderators. Hang on a second. Let me just get this all set up here as I get on the air. Thanks so much to our moderators. We have Beth Mythical here moderating. Thank you so much, Beth. We have Ruth Krafasi. Thank you so much. Sarah55. Also over there on Twitch, we have Idaho Star Hearsay, Surly Dev. Thanks to Linda Belk and Larry on X. And thanks to our Facebook moderators, too. Just give me one moment here. Hang on a second. Thanks to our Facebook moderators. I really appreciate it. And are we good to go here? Kay, Lowry, Body, Ronald, Egnor, and everybody else. Okay, so let's do this. All right, so check this out. Check it out, guys. Check it out. Right here. Oopsie. Police question man with gun thought to be similar to one used in killing of UnitedHealthcare CEO. That's from AP. Hey, give me 1 second here. There you go. Police question man with gun thought to be similar to one used in killing of UnitedHealthcare CEO. AP reports, AP reports, a man with a gun thought to be similar to the one used in the killing of UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson was taken into police custody today for questioning in Pennsylvania. A law enforcement official told the Associated Press. The man is being held near Altoona, Pennsylvania, about 233 miles from west of New York City, the official said. The official was not authorized to discuss details of the ongoing investigation and spoke to AP on a condition of anonymity. The healthcare CEO 50, Brian Thompson, was killed last Wednesday in what police said was a brazen targeted attack as he walked alone to the Hilton Hotel in Midtown Manhattan from a nearby hotel across the street. At that hotel, he was supposed to attend the annual investor conference for UnitedHealthcare. The shooter appeared to be lying in wait for several minutes before approaching the executive from behind and opening fire. He used a 9mm pistol that police said resembled the guns farmers use to put down animals without causing a loud noise. If you remember, ammunition found near Thompson's body bore the words delay, deny, and depose, mimicking a phrase used by insurance industry critics. Today's development came as dogs and divers returned to New York City Central Park while the dragnet for the killer stretched into a sixth day. So again, police have taken into custody, reportedly, a man with a gun thought to be similar to the one used in the killing of the UnitedHealthcare CEO. There's other reporting saying he had one or more fake IDs and also possibly a manifesto. All right, let me see if I can get you some more updates on this. Let me tell you what some other outlets are reporting about this, okay? Some different outlets have different reports. So CNN has a report where they say he was taken into custody after an employee thought he resembled the man. He was picked up at a McDonald's. Wow. CNN reports that the man was picked up at a McDonald's when a McDonald's employee in Altoona, Pennsylvania, thought he resembled the man in the NYPD's photos and called the cops. The man is 26 years old. And police found a gun with a suppressor like that used in the homicide and multiple fake IDs, including one the NYPD believes was used by the suspect. Wow. Whoa. Whoa. All right, hold on. I got to post that. That's some big reporting. I'm going to repeat that in a second. All right. Hang on. I'm going to read this again. We got a big update being reported by CNN. Okay. Thanks for your patience. All right. I'm going to repeat this CNN report. This is new reporting from CNN that I just saw. CNN says that the guy being questioned, who is 25 years old, 26 years old, was picked up by police at a McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania, after an employee thought he looked like the guy in the NYPD photos and called police. Police say that, CNN reports that police they searched the guy and found a gun with a suppressor like the one used in the homicide. And also, this is really interesting, multiple fake IDs, including one that the police believe was used by the suspect in New York City. So part of this CNN report says that the suspect was found, this person taken in, had an ID that police thought the shooter used in New York City. Also, CNN reports that the suspect had some documents that could relate to the motive. Okay. And another report from the New York Post said the suspect had a manifesto. So let me see what the New York Post is reporting right now. The New York Post is also saying he was taken into custody at McDonald's. Yes, the New York Post says he was taken into custody at a McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania. He allegedly had a manifesto on him, and also had a gun, silencer, 4 fake IDs, and other items consistent with what authorities are looking for. That's all according to the New York Post. The Post also reports that the law enforcement is still trying to figure out who the guy is, what his identity is. Wow. All right, I want to show you a map of Altoona, Pennsylvania. Caitlin says, seems very convenient to have all this stuff on him. It's an interesting point. Maybe the guy was just assuming he was going to be found. It's interesting if this is true that all this stuff was actually on him. I want to show you a map where Altoona, Pennsylvania is. Altoona it's in the center of the state. Altoona has a population of about 44,000 people. It's in the middle of the state. Hang on, let me just put this up on the screen here. Yes, there you go. So you can see Altoona, Pennsylvania. It's like in the middle of Pennsylvania. Why doesn't it come up? It's right there. So there's Pittsburgh, there's Philadelphia, there's Altoona. Wow. Jeff Hull says, why would you be carrying all this stuff? It's difficult to believe. One of our viewers said, if it's him, it's really, really stupid. He's really, really stupid. That was Nanny who said that. All right, let me just see if I can get you some more updates on this. One of our viewers, clearly crystal clear, thinks the gun maybe had sentimental value, like it was his grandfather's. Okay. By the way, NBC News is also saying the call to police was made by multiple customers. NBC News says the man police are questioning in Pennsylvania was described as suspicious by customers at a McDonald's. They used the word customers. When police arrived, they noticed the man had a fake ID. And he was taken into custody. And NBC News says police discovered he had a gun similar to the one used in the killing and a fake New Jersey ID. So another report, I think the CNN report said that an employee called it in from McDonald's. This report from NBC News says he was described as suspicious by customers at a McDonald's. I mean, both of those could be true. Maybe they talked to customers. Maybe they talked to customers after they got him or something. Kesey thinks they got him. I'm going to do a quick poll for you guys. My quick poll is going to be, is the man reportedly in custody the shooter? Let's see what you say. Flash poll. Call this a flash poll. Quick poll for you guys. Is the man the shooter? Let's see what you guys think. By the way, a quick thank you to, I owe a couple thank yous here. Thank you to Josh Glazner, who says Steve Urkel's aunt was from Altoona. Thanks Ray Serrana for being a member. Thanks PZ Papa Zulu for the gift memberships. I appreciate that. Thanks Chappie for being a member. That guy from Oregon, thanks for being a member. Mary McHugh too, thanks for being a member. Hot Mess and Planet Baroque, thanks for becoming a member. And also thanks to New Dragons for subscribing on Twitch and Rocky Coast. Okay, so what do you guys think? As I mentioned, we've been covering here, police are questioning a man who they think who had a gun similar to the one used in the shooting, who reportedly looks similar, or at least that's why it was called in. Reportedly, he was taken into custody. He was at a McDonald's, and somebody from the McDonald's called the police. Let's see. Okay, so I asked our viewers, I said, do you think this is the guy? Do you think this is the shooter? Over there on YouTube, the flash poll result is 63% of you on YouTube says this is the shooter. 37% said it is not the shooter. Our viewer, is it Steam? Steam posted a McDonald's logo and sirens in the chat. Where is the poll result from Twitch? Here it is. The poll result from Twitch is, of our flash poll, 68% on Twitch say no. This is fascinating. Look at Twitch. 2/3. Oh, I said yes and NP, not yes and no problem. Hopefully people understand that was a typo and I meant to say yes and no. On Twitch, 68% said no, it is not the shooter. Whereas on YouTube, 38% said it's not the shooter. Quite a difference between Twitch and YouTube. Thank you for voting in our flash poll. We'll see who's right. All right, hang on. Checking if we have some more updates. This is breaking news. News is breaking. Reportedly taken into custody at a McDonald's in Altoona in central Pennsylvania. Oh, TMZ had a report about this as well. I wonder what TMZ is saying. I forgot to read it. TMZ says that police got a tip he was seen in McDonald's. TMZ says he has a similar gun as the one that was used in the shooting. That's what we've heard from other sources. TMZ says, we were reading another article which said something like this, that there's been a bunch of speculation about what kind of gun it was. Some law enforcement sources claimed it was a veterinary gun used on ranches and farms to put down animals with a reduced noise gunshot instead of a pistol with a silencer. But that's all the information they have posted about somebody being taken into custody. Hold on one moment. No, that's nothing. If you're hearing any new information, give me a shout. At Lookner on X. Here is another update from Reuters. Police questioning man found with gun about UnitedHealth exec shooting, reports say. There's a picture of the guy. Sorry. Reuters says authorities on Monday were questioning a man in central Pennsylvania in connection with last week's murder of UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson, several media outlets reported. Investigators received a tip about the man after he was spotted at a McDonald's in Altoona by someone who thought he looked like the suspected killer, CNN reported, citing unnamed officials. Altoona police found him in possession of a gun, silencer, and false identification cards similar to those used by the gunman, according to the network. One of the cards matched the ID used by the suspect to check into a hotel in Manhattan before the shooting, the New York Times reported. Again, breaking news, one of the ID cards found on this guy, the fake ID cards, matched the ID used by the suspect to check into a hostel in Manhattan before the shooting. Some of our viewers are saying it's him. The Buzz Sadie says that's it. Ashley Lamont says it's him. Helen Callie says wow. Stephen Elder says what a noob. Air Fried Tofu says it's him. Cyberdecker says how convenient. There it is. The New York Times reporting. One of the cards matched the ID used by the suspect to check himself into a hostel in Manhattan before the shooting. Shweddy says pure coincidence. All right, hang on a second. I need to just post that. I mean, if that's true, obviously, if that's true, that's a big piece of evidence. Oh, I have another report. Hold on. From the Times. Hold on a second here. Hold on. Okay, so the New York Times says, guys, hang on. First of all, just to repeat that, the New York Times reports that the guy, the man who was taken into custody today at the McDonald's, he showed police the same fake New Jersey ID card that the gunman presented when he checked into the hostel before the shooting. Okay? So that's the New York Times is saying that the New York Times is reporting that today, when asked for ID, he gave police the same fake ID that he used to check into the hostel. Anna Starrett says not too swift. The Times also says the handwritten manifesto found on him criticized healthcare companies for putting profits above care. That's a new report from the New York Times. Again, the Times is saying that the guy had a manifesto on him, and it criticized healthcare companies for putting profits above care. Tina Marie says it's him. I might have to do that poll again. Twitch, Twitch, do 68% of you still think it's not him? I mean, I don't know for sure. This seems like, if these reports are true, it seems like pretty strong evidence. I assume if these reports are true about this evidence, that we're going to have some sort of statement from police pretty soon. That's what I would assume. Why is this all messed up? Why is that website messed up? Give me a moment. I'm just trying to get you the latest updates. New reports keep coming in. AP reports that the NYPD is sending detectives to Pennsylvania to question the person taken into custody. New York City Mayor Eric Adams is expected to address this development at a previously scheduled afternoon press briefing in Manhattan. I bet we might hear from something before that from police, but who knows? Wow. Let me just see if I have any other reporting here. ABC News says the man was on a Greyhound bus traveling through Altoona when he got off the bus and walked into a McDonald's where a witness recognized him from the police photos. And ABC also reports that one of the guy's fake IDs was the same fake ID, matched the fake ID shown by the guy the shooter when he checked into a hostel in NYC before the shooting. So again, ABC says the guy was on a Greyhound bus. It was traveling through Altoona today. The guy got off a bus and walked into a McDonald's where a witness recognized him. I guess I don't know, maybe he wasn't wearing a mask. Yak says he probably gave up. I got to post that now. Wow. More updates. I got to take some comments from you guys. All right, so we just saw that report. ABC News is reporting that the guy was on a Greyhound bus. Now remember, the way this happened, according to police, is this shooting happened in the morning, about 6:45 a.m. What day was that shooting last week? I need to look this up. That was, what is this here? December 4th. It was 5 days ago. So Wednesday. Yes, a bunch of our viewers are saying Wednesday. So last Wednesday, this shooting happened in the morning before 7 a.m. And then the shooter initially ran away on foot and then grabbed a bike and rode several blocks north into Central Park. And then police say that he rode through Central Park some, then got off the bike outside of Central Park, got into a cab, took the cab several miles north to a bus station, which was near the George Washington Bridge, and then police believe that the guy got on a bus. So it's interesting to see this report today saying, from ABC News, saying he was on a Greyhound bus today. He got off and walked into a McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania. One of our viewers said, why would he be that far? I don't know if this is him, where he was going, if there was a specific place, if he was going in that direction for a specific reason, or if he was just going to get away. Did he not have his face covered? Update, NBC New York. It's the same. It's basically the same story, though. NBC New York says man being questioned in the CEO shooting has fake New Jersey ID with same name as fake ID suspect used to check in a hotel, hostel. It's the same. It's not a new thing because we've heard other reports. But NBC New York is reporting that the guy had, it's like this, the same ID. Multiple outlets say the guy stopped today had the same ID as the one used to check into the hotel by the shooter. Same name, matching. All right, let me. Oh, the man has been arrested on local charges. The Times says the man has been arrested on local charges, possibly in connection with presenting a false ID to police. And New York detectives are headed to Altoona, according to the Times. Kiwi thinks he wanted to get caught. Thank you so much, Linda Cosba, our member. Thank you to Divorced Homeless for your support. Thank you, Janet Burnett, for the gift membership. That's so nice of you. Janet Burnett, thanks for the gift memberships. Thank you, PH Survivor 92, for being a member. Thank you so much. And Janet Burnett, thanks for the donation. That's really kind of you, Janet Burnett. I really appreciate that. Thanks, Gilberto Rivera, who thinks a jury will never convict him. Even if there's like super strong evidence, Gilberto, you don't think so? Thanks to Kimberly Barr, our new member. Thanks, Gilberto, again. Thanks, Gerald Torner, who thinks he wanted to get caught and identified as the killer. Thanks also, Energetic Giraffes, our member. Melistasi, who thinks he wanted to get caught. Thank you, Martin Gingrich. Says, I wonder if he had more targets chosen. We have not heard anything about that. We were talking about that like last week. Do not know. Do not know. It's a good question. Thanks, Jeffrey B., who thinks he's the one they want us to think is the shooter. Thanks also Pickled Witch, our member, Pickled Witch, who says, seems odd he's carrying a manifesto around. Thanks, Jason Carlton, for your support from Australia. Thank you, Rainwrapped, who thinks this is too convenient. Thank you, Read the Freaking Comics, for your support. Maybe he was planning more killings. Yeah, I mean, that is a good question. We were talking about that last week, and I would love to know the answer to that, but we do not know right now. Okay. So again, just to kind of summarize what's going on. Oops, hang on a moment. Hang on a moment. One moment, please. There are new developments coming in. Hold on. CNN reports that the guy is under arrest on gun-related charges. CNN reports that the man questioned in CEO's killing under arrest on gun-related charges in Pennsylvania. In connection with charges to the gun the police recovered today. Okay, I don't know what the deal with that is. I mean, maybe it sounds like that police believe he broke some sort of Pennsylvania law by having this gun on him. Maybe it's not registered the way it needs to be registered in Pennsylvania. I don't know, but CNN is reporting that he is under arrest in Altoona in connection with charges related to the gun that he had. And hold on a moment. One of our viewers just mentioned something. I missed this. The New York Times said that the guy's gun, the guy had what was believed to be a ghost gun, meaning it was put together with parts sold online that matches the gun believed to have been used in the shooting. Wow. So that's now being reported by the New York Times, that this was a ghost gun he had on him that matches the gun that was used in the shooting, and that it was put together with parts sold online. Wow. Thanks to the viewer who mentioned that. I had missed that report from them before. Guys, if it's true that hold on, my alarm went off. Hang on a moment. Everything's going crazy here. Give me 2 seconds. Everything is under control. What I was saying is, if it's really true that he has an ID on him, had an ID on him matching the ID that the shooter used to check in the hotel, and also that he had some sort of manifesto on him, and also that he had a gun that matches the gun used in the shooting, this would certainly seem to be quite strong evidence. Let me... Did they say the photo matches him? Reportedly, he was called because police were called reportedly because one or more people at the McDonald's thought that he looked like the guy in the police photos. Look, police detained man in connection with the killing. Hang on, let me read a couple of comments from you guys. Who would keep the fake ID in the gun? You'd ditch those right away, says no time for today. Look, it's a good question. Why would he have this stuff on him? But again, maybe I don't know if this is the shooter. I don't know what he was thinking when he was doing the shooting. Who knows? Maybe he assumed he'd get caught. He wants to make some sort of statement. I cannot get into this person's head. Remember, police found his backpack reportedly, and reportedly the backpack had a Tommy Hilfiger jacket and Monopoly money inside it, according to ABC News. Ronnie the Zombie said he wanted to get caught. Our viewer. Paw says maybe this was only the CEO, the healthcare CEO was only the health insurance CEO was only the first target of many. Wanna the Fist says McDonald's is full of rats. I think Wanna is referring to maybe people in McDonald's who might have called the tip in. Groovy Cheryl says ghost gun also means not registered. Who would let's see here. All right, let's see if we have new updates for you. Again, there's a picture of the suspect from NYPD. This is from earlier, not from today, from before the shooting, I believe. So you can see here, Reuters says authorities today detained a man in central Pennsylvania in connection with last week's murder of UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson after finding the man in possession of a gun, a silencer, and false identification cards similar to those used by the killer, several media outlets reported. Investigators received a tip about the man after he was spotted at a McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania by someone who thought he looked like the suspected killer, CNN reported, citing unnamed officials. The man being questioned had a handwritten manifesto criticizing healthcare companies, for prioritizing profits over care, the New York Times reported, citing a law enforcement official. One of the false cards found on the man one of the false ID cards found on the man also matched the ID used by the suspect to check into a hostel in Manhattan before the shooting, the Times reported. The man has been arrested on local charges, possibly in connection with presenting a false ID to police, and New York detectives are heading to Altoona, according to the Times. Also, CNN reported that the guy is under arrest on gun charges relating to the weapon he was found with. Remember, the words deny, defend, and depose were carved into shell casings found at the scene. Several news outlets have reported. The words evoke the title of a book critical of the insurance industry published in 2010 titled Delay, Deny, Defend, Why Insurance Companies Don't Pay Claims and What You Can Do About It. It is also a rallying cry for people who are strongly against the health insurance industry. Just a little review here. From Reuters, the suspect, who has not been identified, police ran from the scene, then rode a bike into Central Park. Surveillance video captured him exiting the park and taking a taxi to a bus station in northern Manhattan, where police believe he used a bus to flee the city. And a reminder, one of the reports that I read you today said that he got off a bus Was it ABC News? Where was it here? I have to remind myself. Yes, ABC News reported today that the guy was on a Greyhound bus that was traveling through Altoona, Pennsylvania. And he got off the bus and he went into a McDonald's, and someone there recognized him from the police photos. Yes, VH says McDonald's. That is what the reporting is saying. It was in a McDonald's in central Pennsylvania. Jelly Plain says, wouldn't be surprised if he had the hoodie on at McDonald's. Drink Responsibly says, if he cares so much about health, why did he do McDonald's? You know, you might say, like, why did he even go to McDonald's to get food? But I mean, maybe if he's on the bus and he's, for whatever reason, just maybe he just thinks he needs to stay on the bus, but he needs to eat at some point. He needs to get something to eat eventually. I wonder if he's been on that bus for days. Did he switch buses? If that was him? How much was reward money? I think it was a combined $60,000 the last I saw. NBC News reports that investigators are looking into whether the guy arrived in Altoona by bus from Philadelphia. Okay? So NBC News is looking into says investigators are looking into whether the guy recently traveled by bus from Philadelphia to Altoona. Wow. Wow, guys. Wow. Oh, okay. New York Times says the McDonald's is 407 East Plank Road in Altoona, and around 9:15 a.m. today, another customer recognized him and called 911. So I can show you where the McDonald's is. A customer recognized him and called 911. According to the New York Times, 407 East Plank Road in Altoona. Well, we've heard one report said a worker recognized him, so, it's possible that multiple people called it in, or maybe one report is right and one is wrong, but various reports say it was this McDonald's. Okay, guys, here, according to the New York Times, this is the McDonald's in Altoona on East Plank Road. All right, let's go to Street View on Google. There it is. There is the McDonald's. Reported via Google Maps. That is reportedly the McDonald's on East Plank Road, where reportedly he was taken into custody. Breaking news. JM says he's in Altoona, WTF. One of our viewers said should have gone to Sheets. Dubai Canary says looks just like an ordinary McDonald's. It's possible that whoever called this in, or multiple people, if this is him, could split a reward. I don't believe I have any live footage related to this at the moment. Oh, the New York mayor is supposed to speak in like 15 minutes. Hey guys, I'm going to have video shortly of the New York mayor. So Reuters says the New York mayor will hold a media availability, which I think was previously scheduled, but I assume he'll say, one of the reports said he'll say something about this. He's likely to say something about this. That starts in about 15 minutes. So I will cover that live, okay? If all of this is true about all this evidence on him, I would not be surprised if we hear some kind of announcement from the NYPD soon. One of our viewers mentioned a local police station, a local TV station. I should check up on that. Hang on a second here. Hold on a second here. The local station has it like a CNN report. No, hold on. Okay, guys. So the WTAJ, which I think might be in Altoona, thanks to the viewer who mentioned that. WTAJ, which is a television station in Altoona, they say that the guy was arrested at a local McDonald's around 9:14 a.m. after multiple calls came in that about a guy matching the description of the suspect. Okay? So they said that's according to Altoona police. That's a report from WTAJ. They said there were multiple calls about the guy at the McDonald's. Breaking news! We have a name! Breaking news! Breaking news! New York Times says his name is Luigi Mangione, 26 years old. Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. New York Times names suspect. Luigi Mangione, 26. That is according to the New York Times. Big breaking news. Again, the New York Times reports that the name of the suspect is Luigi Mangione, 26 years old. Mangione. Luigi Mangione. For example, there are a lot. Now, just to be clear, before you all go running and looking up X accounts and social media accounts, I see a lot of Luigi Mangiones on X. I'm not going to start saying this is the person because I don't want to start identifying wrong people as the suspect in a CEO shooting. But breaking news, the New York Times says that the suspect's name is Luigi. The man being questioned's name is Luigi Mangione or Mangione, Mangione, 26. Oh, the Times says he was carrying identification with his name on it, along with a fake ID. Okay, the Times says that the guy actually had an ID with his real name on it. according to a law enforcement official. Big breaking news. Oh my gosh, guys. Big breaking news. Soon the New York City Mayor is supposed to speak soon. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. Give me a moment here. That's supposed to be in about 9 minutes. But I don't think it's supposed to be about this, but he might talk about this. All right, a quick thanks to our moderators as we bring you live breaking news coverage here at Agenda Free TV. Let me see if I can get the... hold on a second here. Do I have this? I got to set that up after. Actually, can I set it up right now? I was trying to get the red ticker up there, but it might take a second. Give me a second. I might be able to do this. Give me 2 seconds here. Maybe I can get the red ticker up for you. Hang on. Okay. According to the New York Times, the man being questioned is Luigi Mangione, 26. He reportedly, reports say he was, customers and or a worker at McDonald's in Altoona, PA, Pennsylvania, recognized him from police photos and called police. All right, let's see if I can make this work, the red ticker. I'm on the road. I haven't done this on the road yet, guys. Can I get the red ticker to work? Hang on a moment. Where is it here? There it is. We got the red ticker going. We got the red ticker going. Oh, Intel Point Alert said New York Post says he's an ex-Ivy League student. That's what, yes, Arizona Intel and Intel Point Alert said the New York Post said he was a former Ivy League student. Let me double check this. All right, hang on a moment. Hang on one moment here. I'm trying to find that part. I don't see it in their story. I'm looking for it. Do they have a new story up, maybe? I just saw a couple reports saying this. Ex-Ivy Leaguer, ex-Ivy League student, say New York Post, who liked online quotes from Unabomber Ted Kaczynski. That's what the New York Post is saying. All right, sorry. Yes, they say he is an ex-Ivy League student. They just posted that. The New York Post is reporting that the suspect, the person of interest taken into custody, Luigi Mangione, 26 of Towson, Maryland. They say he's a tech whiz. They call him Tech Whiz Luigi Mangione, 26 of Towson, Maryland. They say he liked online quotes from Unabomber Ted Kaczynski raging against the country's medical community. He was a former prep school valedictorian. So the New York Post, CEO shooting, person of interest is former Ivy League student, tech whiz, and tech whiz who liked online quotes from Unabomber Ted Kaczynski raging at the country's medical community. Sorry, a lot of reports coming in. I got to post this. Shout out to AZ Intel and Intel Point Alert. Okay. All right. Sorry, there's a lot of news coming in. So, again, multiple outlets have now, according to multiple outlets, and they also said that, so supposedly, have people found like an X account for him? I bet people are messaging me about this. His Facebook, does he have a Facebook up? I'm not going to show it unless I have that confirmed, but I can gather you, I can direct you, to, or talk something about what it might be. Sorry, I think some of you say that you think you found his social media. It sounded like the New York Post had found his social media. His Facebook, and again, I'm not going to show it on the air because I don't want it to end up being the wrong person. Some of our viewers are on his Facebook page. Okay, so, I think I'm seeing an X account too. I'm seeing a lot of Luigi Mangionis on Facebook. If you think you know which one is his, could you possibly send me a link so I can see it? Again, I'm not going to show it on the air. But if somebody could send me a link on X, I think I just found a different profile on a different site. Somebody mentioned LinkedIn. Someone said it's the first account on Twitter. Yes, so there's an account on X which matches a Facebook account. Oh no, I don't know if I don't know if it matches a Facebook account. I haven't found the Facebook account that supposedly is his. And again, I'm not going to show it on the air, but there's a bunch of reposts on this supposed X account. Are they even original posts? Anyways, let's see here. A lot of you guys are looking at it now. Again, I cannot say like, oh, this is definitely the account, and I don't want to, because I don't want to start saying this is his account. Then it turns out it's not his account. Some viewers sent me a Facebook account. Okay, thank you, like Strobama. Hang on a moment. I am seeing a Facebook account, which could be his account. The last posts on a Facebook account are from 2019. And I also don't know. Oops, is there a problem in the oops, sorry. There's a typo. I apologize. Sometimes when I type the red ticker, I get a typo. Thanks for letting me know. There we go. I just fixed it. Okay, so I am seeing a Facebook page, which may or might not be his, which has not been posted on since 2019. The Facebook page has a link to a WordPress site, which says private site. There is a Twitter account, which I don't know if it's his, which I don't want to get into specifics, but it says that it's of somebody who has a graduate degree in computer science. And again, I don't know if it's him. All right, hang on. I'm keeping an eye on this because there's supposed to be the Mayor Eric Adams in New York City is supposed to speak at any moment. I believe he was supposed to speak on something else, but he might speak on this. So there's a lot going on. Hey, really quick, let's thank our moderators for being here. Beth Mythical, Carms, Ruth Krafasi, Sarah 55. I really appreciate all of our moderators. Havasumam, also Linda Belk and Larry on X. Also over there on Twitch, Illusionary one. Big Ball of Yarn, David Green, Hearsay, Idaho Star. I Got That Fire, McBritches, and Surly Dev. And I want to thank our X moderators real quick. Thank you so much for being there. Hang on a moment. And we will get you the latest developments here. A lot of breaking news on this. We have Margaret Riley moderating. Thank you, Margaret. Thank you, Kay Lowry Body. Thank you, Ronald Egnor, for moderating on Facebook. And a quick shout out, thank you to Disassociate for your support on Twitch, for Jen Junkie for subscribing on Twitch. And also thanks for your support, AM Coffee, our member, Sherry S., our member. Divorced Homeless, thanks for the support on YouTube. Hey, Mauricio Corbin, thank you for the gift memberships, Mauricio Corbin. Hold on a moment here. Hang on. This is a little messed up. Why is this not behaving properly? Thank you to Marty Hagwood for the gift memberships. Thank you, Linda Cosma, our member. Thank you, TK. Hang on. TK for being a member. Rachel Dixon and Blue Chainsaw Man. And McLean33 and Pink Volo and Flacco on YouTube. Another drummer, TX. Ermi T, Divorced Homeless. Thank you, Ermi T, who gave 20 gift memberships. That's really nice of you. Thanks, Mauricio. Sherry S, and AM Coffee. Okay, let's see if I have updates for you. We're waiting for the mayor to speak. If he does, if he's still speaking right now. Where is this? Oh, hold on. Is the mayor speaking? Wait. All right, hold on. I got to get this on the screen. The mayor's supposed to speak in a second, but it might not be about this, but maybe he'll say something about it. Let me get that on the screen for you. Folks, give me one moment. One moment, please. I am pulling it up on the screen for you right now. Oh, I got to get my headphones on. Maybe I do. I probably need to put my headphones on. Okay, there it is. That's in New York, and that's the mayor supposed to speak. So maybe he'll say something about this. One moment, please. I need to put my headphones in and see if I can do this. Okay. I'm hearing myself. Are we getting audio on this? Oh, hold on. I gotta adjust one thing. No, I think that's right. Let me just do a quick test and see if I'm not in my usual studio. I'm in Mexico City, so I just want to make sure I have the audio working for when the mayor comes out. Now, if I play my own video. Hold on. Before the shooting. No. All right, that's sort of working. Hang on, everyone. This got to go here. Sound, settings, headphones, output. Oh, I think I did it. Testing 1, 2, 3. Let's try this one more time. This muted or just I think there's no sound on that video yet because he hasn't come out. But give me one moment. I think there's no sound on that video yet because he hasn't come out. Yes. All right, good. I think we're good. I think we're good with the sound. Okay. So that is live in New York City, I believe. And we're waiting for the mayor to come out, who might address this when he comes out. And let me just throw on the screen live New York City. Okay, wonderful. Thanks for bearing with me. Not in my normal studio. Okay, so we know that multiple outlets have identified the person in custody and being questioned as Luigi Mangione, 26. Oh, I don't have the news ticker on. Luigi Mangione, 26. Reportedly, he was taken into custody at a McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania, when he went into the McDonald's and either customers or a worker there or some combination of those called police. Multiple reports say he had a gun on him matching the one used in the shooting. Multiple reports say he had a fake ID on him, which matched a fake ID used by the shooter to check into a hotel, a hostel in New York City before the shooting. And we are waiting to get more. Sorry, I've been... you might have some more details I don't have. I know some people were like going over what appeared to possibly be his social media accounts. I have to kind of do that and also handle the broadcast at the same time. NBC News also reports that the guy's name is Luigi Mangione. Hold on. There's no video. Why are we not hearing audio from this?
Good afternoon.
Here we go. Audio. Shh. Listen.
And I'm joined here today by our Chief of Detectives and the Police Commissioner and Chief of Department because we have a strong person of interest in the shooting that shook our city last week. CEO Brian Thompson of UnitedHealthcare was the victim of a senseless act of violence. Our officers have been working around the clock Many of them did not go home to pursue this individual. It was crucial that we were able to remove him off the streets of America, and we were going to seek him out no matter where he was at the time. And so this is a strong person of interest. The police commissioner and chief of detectives will go over where we are right now in the investigation. He matches the description of the identification we've been looking for. He's also in possession of several items that we believe will connect him to this incident. How did we do it? Good old-fashioned police work. The chief of detectives and the police commissioner made the decision to release as much of a photo that we had at the time. We sent it across the country, and someone, a McDonald's employee, did something we ask every American to do. If you see something, say something, but most importantly, do something. And they did. And because of that, we believe we have a strong person of interest to deal with this case. I want to now turn it over to the police commissioner of the city of New York, Commissioner Tisch.
Thank you, Mayor. Good afternoon, everyone. Earlier this morning in Altoona, Pennsylvania, members of the Altoona Police Department arrested Luigi Mangione, a 26-year-old male, on firearms charges. At this time, he is believed to be our person of interest in the brazen targeted murder of Brian Thompson, CEO of UnitedHealthcare, last Wednesday in Midtown Manhattan. The suspect was in a McDonald's and was recognized by an employee who then called local police. Responding officers questioned the suspect, who was acting suspiciously and was carrying multiple fraudulent IDs as well as a U.S. passport. Upon further investigation, officers recovered a firearm on his person as well as a suppressor, both consistent with the weapon used in the murder. They also recovered clothing, including a mask consistent with those worn by our wanted individual. Also recovered was a fraudulent New Jersey ID, matching the ID our suspect used to check into his New York City hostel before the shooting incident. Additionally, officers recovered a handwritten document that speaks to both his motivation and mindset. NYPD detectives are en route to Pennsylvania as we seek to interview the subject further. This apprehension is thanks to the tireless work of the greatest detectives in the world, and of course, the strong relationships we have with our local law enforcement partners. On every level, local, state, and federal, we all serve the same public safety mission. And this case, which captured the attention of an entire nation, is another example of how connected we are and how important it is to work together, share information, and pursue every lead. For just over 5 days, our NYPD investigators combed through thousands of hours of video, followed up on hundreds of tips, and processed every bit of forensic evidence, DNA, fingerprints, IP addresses, and so much more to tighten the net. We deployed drones, canine units, and scuba divers. We leveraged the domain awareness system, Argus cameras, and conducted aviation canvasses. And our detectives also went door to door, interviewing potential witnesses and doing the good old-fashioned police work that our investigators are famous for. This combination of old-school detective work and new-age technology is what led to this result today. And we must also acknowledge the instrumental role the media and the public played in this case. The images that we shared with the public were spread far and wide, and the tips we received led to the recovery of crucial evidence. We should never underestimate the power of the public to be our eyes and our ears in these investigations. This is the third time in 3 weeks that a member of the public has seen something and said something and done something that led to a high-profile arrest. arrest. The triple stabbing homicide in Manhattan, the gunpoint robberies in Queens during which an NYPD officer was shot, and now this. Now, the case will continue through the criminal justice process. And while we are proud of today's accomplishment, we must, of course, remember that a family is in mourning. I want to again extend my sympathies to Brian's family, his co-workers, and all who knew him. Finally, I want to thank the women and men of the NYPD, especially our Detective Bureau personnel, with a strong assist from our intelligence analysts. We also thank the SAC of the FBI's Criminal Investigative Division, Leslie Rodriguez-Bekshies. And I want to commend the staff of the Manhattan DA's office, and especially DA Alvin Bragg. He has been working with us 24/7 on this case, and I am incredibly grateful for his partnership. I'll now pass it along to our great Chief of Detectives, Joe Kenny, who will provide additional information. Chief.
Thank you, Commissioner. Good afternoon. As the Commissioner stated earlier, a male was taken into custody today in Altoona, Pennsylvania this morning. He has been identified as Luigi Nicholas Mangione. He's a male, 26 years old. He was born and raised in Maryland. We know he has ties to San Francisco, California, and his last known address was Honolulu, Hawaii. He has no prior arrest history in New York. Members of the NYPD Detective Bureau are currently traveling to Pennsylvania with members of the Manhattan District Attorney's Office to interview this subject. This case was brought to a successful conclusion based on the coordinated effort between numerous NYPD units, including the Intelligence and Counterterrorism Bureau, our federal partners at the FBI, the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, and of course, members of the Altoona Police Department in Pennsylvania. On Thursday, one day after this crime was committed, the NYPD released a photo of the shooter in this case. This picture was obtained by the NYPD during one of their extensive video canvasses. We took that photograph and we asked for the public's help in identifying this subject, and the public responded. Hundreds of tips began to pour into our hotline. Each tip was investigated thoroughly, and we began to release additional photographs as they came into our possession. The NYPD provided these photos to numerous media outlets. Local, national, and international outlets released the photo via television, print, social media, and online content. Luckily, a citizen in Pennsylvania recognized our subject and called local law enforcement. Members of the Altoona Police Department responded to the call, and based on their investigation, they notified the NYPD. This investigation is still active and ongoing. Thank you very much.
First, and then we'll... Mark?
I had a couple of questions about the document that he was found in possession with. Can you go a little bit more in depth about those motivations that you mentioned? Was that CEO specifically named in that document? Was there anything more about him wanting to go after others? And also in that document, was there any indication that explains us how the level of detail that he went into killing him? Like, is there anything?
Like I said, that document is currently in the possession of the Altoona Police Department as part of their investigation. But just from briefly speaking with them, we don't think that there's any specific threats to other people mentioned in that document. But it does seem that he has some ill will toward corporate America.
Over here, sir.
NJ?
Chief, was the suspect wearing a mask at the time he was spotted in the McDonald's? And also, criminal cases often have a linchpin. Can you point to a single linchpin that helped crack this case?
There's numerous linchpins in this case, in the fact that we've recovered an enormous amount of forensic evidence, an enormous amount of video, and once again, with your help and the public's help. So I really couldn't put it on one thing, but if I had to, it would be the release of that photograph from the media.
Dean?
You said he had a passport on him. Do you believe he was trying to flee the country? And also, are you still looking for any evidence in Central Park in regards to the bike?
We had divers in the water yesterday. That came up negative results. The passport, we don't believe that he was planning on doing any traveling at this time. We don't think at this point in our investigation, we don't think he was trying to flee the country.
The person at the McDonald's, were they buying food? What were they doing at that exact moment?
He was an employee at the McDonald's.
Right. But what was the suspect doing?
He was sitting there eating.
Will the suspect be brought back to New York and charged here, and when?
We're going to have to work that out with the Manhattan District Attorney's Office in Altoona, Pennsylvania. He's going to be facing gun charges there, and at some point we'll work out through extradition to bring him back to New York to face charges here, working with the Manhattan District Attorney's Office.
Anita? Hi, Anita from the New York Post. I was just hoping to get more details on the capture itself. Did he put up a fight? Did he say anything to cops? And we've also reported that he published online anti-healthcare industry rantings. Can you share with us some of the services that he posted on?
We're still working through his social media. We're going to do a complete scrub of that. Preliminarily, like I said, he seems that he has some ill will toward corporate America, but that will all come out as part of our investigation. We're not done here. We're still going to be putting this together. We're still going to be working very hard to bring this to a successful conclusion.
And the capture itself, did he put up a fight? Did he say anything to police?
I don't have that information.
Sorry, can you elaborate on how he got there, the path he took from Port Authority and on the George Washington Bridge to Altoona, PA? Same
thing. This just happened this morning. We'll be working, backtracking his steps from New York to Altoona, Pennsylvania.
I was going to ask if we knew anything, if he took a bus to Philadelphia first and then somehow got to Altoona. But
We're still working on that. We're still working through that.
Britain. Is there any indication that anybody else was helping him from the inside, as far as tracking the CEO's movements?
Once again, we're still working this investigation very hard. It's not at its conclusion yet. That could come out during our investigation, but as of right now, we have no indication that that took place.
Lisa? Chief, did he have any weapons or anything like that with him when he was arrested?
He was in possession of a ghost gun that had the capability of firing a 9mm round and a suppressor.
Can you get into a little bit about the technical aspects of the investigation? I know you deployed an unprecedented amount of technology. You also activated the Sentry program through Intel. Can you talk about how that is going to play into actually building the case as far as cell phone and all of the other technical aspects of what you've done?
In this case, it really came down to technology was the use of drones in Central Park, and really comes down to the video canvas that we did. We used every source of video that we could collect, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours from hundreds of sources, and that helped bring this to where we are right now.
The gun is it believed to be the gun used in the shooting? And there was some talk that it was a veterinarian type gun. Is that accurate?
No, as of right now, the information we're getting from Altoona is that the gun appears to be a ghost gun. May have been made on a 3D printer. The capability of firing a 9mm round. Obviously, that will come out during our ballistics testing.
Oliver?
Yeah, Oliver Barnes from the Financial Times. Do you have any indication how long this handwritten, is it a handwritten manifesto that you found on the suspect? And then also whether or not he put it online at all?
Don't know if it's online. As of right now, it's a handwritten 3-page document.
Chief, does he have ties to that area, and was he someone who you knew by name before his arrest?
We believe he may have attended college in Pennsylvania, but like I said earlier, he has ties to Maryland and California and Hawaii.
And you knew him by name before today? Was his name on your radar?
Excuse me?
Was his name on your radar? Was he someone who you had been looking into before his arrest?
No, we did not have his name prior to today.
Lynn? Britain. Okay. Does he have any prior arrests? I know there were none for New York City, but is there any prior arrests anywhere else in the country?
We have not come across any arrests in the country.
Chief, hi, how are you? On two things. On the ghost gun, is it something you're going to be looking into to see if he made it himself? Can he make that himself? Or would he have to buy the gun the way it was?
No, once again, that'll be part of our investigation as we follow up.
I mean, obviously he's going to face murder charges, but is there any chance that he could face any other charges because he was targeting the CEO and because of his writings and other things that we're now finding on him? Federal charges or
that determination will be made by Alvin Bragg.
Yes, what connections does he have in Pennsylvania that you know of, and are they in Altoona specifically?
We believe he attended college in Pennsylvania.
Does he know anybody in Pennsylvania?
Wouldn't be able to tell you that.
All right, we're going to take one more question from shooting Marla, and then we're going to go.
You talk about the manifesto having said things against corporations, but specifically UnitedHealthcare, and do you believe that Mangione acted alone?
We believe at this point, our investigation is leaning toward he was acting alone. So, like I stated earlier, we're still working through the investigation. We're not stopping today. And as far as the manifesto, like I said, I don't have the complete details of that. It's in the possession of the Altoona Police Department.
We're going to shift to opt-out.
Yep. Good job, Chief. Commissioner. Chief Manager.
I think he might be moving on now, so let me just make sure. Let's see what the mayor says. You can say anything more about this? I think that might be it for the shooting portion of the press conference. If so, we'll talk amongst ourselves. Let me just make sure. Let me see what he has to say.
Again, great job by the New York City Police Department. Certain aspects of this investigation and the crime itself is something that we have been zeroing in on. Ghost guns. We have really talked about this since the beginning of the administration. They could be made on a 3D printer, and they are extremely dangerous, and we must do more on the federal level to clamp down on the availability of ghost guns. And it just really leads into just the top headers of what we did last.
Okay, so I think he's going to move on now. So eventually I'm going to replay that press conference. There was a lot of information in there. So I didn't catch every single detail because I was trying to deal with the volume and everything. But the basic idea is that police have in custody a person the mayor says is a very strong person of interest. It's Luigi Mangione, 26 years old, grew up and was born and raised in Maryland. His last known address was Honolulu, Hawaii. They believe he went to college in Pennsylvania. He was taken into custody in Altoona, Pennsylvania. I believe they said Altoona in the press conference. That's what's being reported. Because an employee at a McDonald's recognized him and called the tip in. And he was eating at the McDonald's when police got there. He was sitting and eating his food. And he was found with, they said the things he was found with, but among the things he was found with were a gun, a suppressor, and clothing, including a mask that matched items used in the shooting. Also, I think I'm going to replay some of those details because I didn't write everything down. And the gun is a ghost gun, and they think it might have been assembled, it might have been made with a 3D printer. And just to be clear here, Wikipedia says a ghost gun is another name for a homemade firearm. Wow. So I want to take some comments from you guys. And he had writings. He had some sort of document on him that he had an anti-corporate beliefs, they believe. The document they think might relate to his motive. They didn't really get into the specifics about the document. I have not really had time to get into it yet. I know you guys have seen some social media accounts. I've seen a Facebook account and an X account, which appear to maybe be his. I don't want to show those on the air because I can't confirm those are his. I don't want to show somebody else's social media accounts. There may be other social media accounts, but that's floating around. So you can try, if you want to, you can look up those. I'm guessing they won't be up there for that long. Again, in a few minutes, I'll replay that press conference because there was a lot of details in it, but it sounds like they have strong evidence tying him to the crime. Our viewer Kitsachi thinks it's definitely him. As one of our viewers said, he's innocent until proven guilty under the law. So he can, if he wants, I don't believe he's been charged yet for the murder. But if he's charged for that, if he wants to, he can have a trial. So just want to get that out there. Pete Zahut thinks it's too convenient of a story. Heather says, I don't think it's him. Well, we'll have to see what else comes out. I think I missed this detail. And again, sorry, during the broadcast, I'm trying to make sure the Broadcast is working okay, so sometimes I miss these details, especially on a first run through the press conference. Our viewer Zerg90 Blue Check said that the manifesto was a 3-page handwritten manifesto. Is that true? And again, I missed that. I'm going to replay the press conference. I do apologize for that. I didn't hear that, but some of our viewers, I'm sure, heard it. But we'll replay it. Yeah, one of our viewers, some of our viewers are saying yes. They said a 3-page handwritten manifesto. Let me take a few comments from you guys right now, and then we'll play some of that again to get some of those details and talk about it again. Frank says, I was at Altoona, was at the McDonald's this morning for breakfast. Crazy. Now, I don't remember if they said the name of the McDonald's. One of the outlets, one news outlet said which McDonald's it was. It was the New York Times said it was this McDonald's on East Plank Road, right there. Uh, 407 East Plank Road. So I don't know if that was said in the actual press conference, but according to the New York Times, that's the McDonald's right there on East Plank Road. One of our viewers said his following, there's the McDonald's right there. According to the New York Times, that's the McDonald's. This is from Google Maps. Okay, there was some reporting saying that he had been on a bus and he got off the bus to go to the McDonald's, but I don't know if that's true. Mayor Adams is still up. Thank you, guys. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to have Mayor Adams frozen on the screen. Give me one moment here. Sorry. Hang on. Here we go. That's better. Thank you. Sorry, I got a little caught up here. Didn't realize you weren't seeing what I'm seeing. There is the McDonald's on East Plank Road in Altoona, Pennsylvania. That's the one the New York Times says was the McDonald's that he got taken into custody at. He was reportedly eating there. One of our viewers said, "Release the manifesto." Hang on, I want to say a quick thanks to our supporters, Disgraced Homeless, Aztecian P, I'll say. Can we make the employee famous? I don't know who the employee was. Police say an employee called this tip in. BZ, thank you for being a member. Aztecian, thank you. Natalie Perkowski, Divorced Homeless, thank you. Mediocritish, Just Me. Sherry S, AM Coffee, thanks for your support. And hang on one moment here. Give me one moment. We got to bring you some more reporting on this. I wouldn't mind hearing, again, some of what the police had to say. Let me just check some other outlets and see if they have anything new before we do that. One of our viewers sent me a supposed Goodreads profile of him. I don't know if it's legit or not. So our viewer Cricket Lee sent me what might be his Goodreads profile. So again, I can't show these things on the air because I can't confirm that they are his, and I don't want to be showing stuff that turns out to not be his. That would be pretty bad. But you can, if you want to, look up Luigi Mangione on Goodreads, and maybe you can find his. And he liked certain quotes on Goodreads. All right. Let's see here. Thanks also to iDragon099 on Twitch for becoming a subscriber. And Braden D. Nelson. All right, let me check a couple of different outlets and see if there's any new reporting coming out, okay? So give me a moment here. It's believed he went to college in Pennsylvania. There is a Facebook profile which I think might be his. And if I can find it here, I had it up here before. Which, did the Facebook profile say UPenn on it? Am I right about this? Yeah, I'm looking at it. It says University of Pennsylvania, and it also says Towson, Maryland, for where the person is from. So if that's him, it says University of Pennsylvania. But then one of our viewers said he went to Penn State. University of Pennsylvania is different than Penn State. The New York Post said he was a former Ivy Leaguer. UPenn would be Ivy Leaguer. But I don't know for sure. And some of our viewers are saying UPenn. I don't believe that was said in the press conference, though. And also, where is... Yeah, again, there's an X profile, which is supposedly his. All right, let me just check and see if I have, if any of these other outlets are updating. Give me one moment. Give me one moment. Oh, I'm seeing another report. Oh no! Again, multiple outlets say he had writings like some sort of manifesto with him. Police said he had a document with him too. All right, maybe we'll play the presser again. I want to take a few more comments here. Oh, police said they did not have his name before today. Okay. ABC News said he was on a Greyhound bus traveling through Altoona, and he got off and walked into the McDonald's and started eating. Okay? So that's what ABC News says, that he was on a bus traveling through Altoona, Pennsylvania. Okay, breaking news. I have a breaking news report from the New York Post, okay? The New York Post says, hang on a second here. The New York Post says that the person of interest apparently hated the medical community because of how it treated his sick relative, law enforcement sources told the Post on Monday. Again, the New York Post says, I'm going to put our graphic up there. Oops, hold on. The New York Post says, the person of interest apparently hated the medical community because of how it treated his sick relative, law enforcement sources told the Post on Monday. Breaking news. They are now reporting that. Is that true? I don't know. That's the first report I've seen of that. Breaking news. We have quotes from CNN from the document. We have quotes from CNN from the document. CNN says, among the lines in the 2-page document found on him were, "These parasites had it coming, and I do apologize for any strife and trauma, but it had to be done." Also, the document says he acted alone and he was self-funded. and the document railed against the healthcare industry and suggested violence is the answer. That is new reporting from CNN about the document. So it included the quotes. These parasites had it coming, and I do apologize for any strife and trauma, but it had to be done. Had to be done. It said the shooter acted alone, and the document railed against the healthcare industry and suggested violence is the answer. Wow. Whew. All right, guys. I'm going to just repeat those two breaking news updates that I just saw. The New York Post is reporting that, according to law enforcement sources, the person of interest apparently hated the medical community because of how it treated his sick relative. CNN is reporting that the document found on the shooting person of interest had the following quotes: "These parasites had it coming, and I do apologize for any strife and trauma, but it had to be done." Also, it said he was self-funded and acted alone. Also, it railed against the healthcare industry and suggested violence is the answer. That's according to CNN. Wow. Guys, wow. Big updates. We will shortly show you again the press conference. Someone I follow with business, Brian Metzger with Business Insider, who's a politics reporter, just reposted something from that Luigi Mangione supposed X account. It's kind of a strange quote. Anyways, the purported X account is still up. To be responsible, I cannot show that on the air. I don't even want to identify it. If you guys want to talk amongst yourselves about it, that's fine. But I cannot responsibly say this is the account when I don't know for sure that's the account. There's a Facebook profile. There's a Goodreads profile. I think there might be a LinkedIn profile. I got to check my messages too. There's a lot of people messaging me. That when I last checked, they were up there. But I don't know if they're still up there anymore. Oh, and then there's something else. Evelyn in Maine sent me a link tree. Oh, but I don't see any links on it. I don't see any links on it. There's no links. I don't think. Are there? Oh, I think there actually are links. Hang on a moment here. Give me one moment. Give me one moment. Hang on. Give me one moment. Can I look at this now? Nope, I don't see it. Oh, here it is. I'm looking on LinkedIn. I can't see oh, I do see it. There's a LinkedIn profile. There is a LinkedIn profile of someone whose name matches. The location given is Honolulu, Hawaii, which matches the last known address that authorities said. It says University of Pennsylvania, which matches the police saying he went to UPenn, and a Facebook profile which says University of Pennsylvania. There are no posts on this LinkedIn profile. There is a CV listing experience as a full-time employee of True Car Inc. as a data engineer in Santa Monica. Well, I don't know if the company is located in Santa Monica. I don't know this person on LinkedIn, if they did work there, if they were in California or not. And lists some teaching assistant positions, programming intern from years ago. It says Master of Science and Bachelor of Science in Engineering, Computer and Information Science, Masters and Bachelors from UPenn. Okay, if that is the profile, which it very well might be. I mean, it matches the other ones, but I can't confirm that. Yeah, if that is the profile, Banana Doe says smart kid. If that is the profile, it's somebody who has some, computer background. Maybe if that is his profile and that's his background, that helped possibly print a weapon. The gun was possibly printed on a 3D printer. All right. Guys, do you want to see everywhere is showing him? So if everyone else does something, then I should just do it? That's not a very compelling argument to me. Again, I will not show social media profiles or photos, not police photos, but like personal photos of someone unless I am sure they are legit. So you are free to go look at them themselves. If you on your channel want to do those things, you are welcome to. That's up to you. But this is my channel and I do it my way. Hey, thanks to Captain Jerry Donnelly for your support. I think the reward was $60,000. I know the FBI had said $50,000, but I thought it was a combined $60,000. But I'm not. I got to look that up. Thank you, Captain Jerry Donnelly for your support. Thank you to Blue Cow Dog and Divorced Homeless and DJ Dungeon Master for your support. And Debbie James for the gift memberships. Wildflower. Braden E. Nelson, our member. Thank you. And one of our viewers said combined 60,000. Lexa Fulmer. Hey, do you guys want to check out? There was a bunch said. Yeah, NBC News reported yesterday. NBC New York that it's a combined $60,000 reward. So I don't know if the McDonald's employee is going to get all that reward. I mean, great job by the McDonald's employee calling this in. Again, we don't know that this person has not been convicted yet of a crime. Guys, do you want to check out? Why don't we watch again? Why don't we watch again the press conference? Because it's not that long, and I think they gave a bunch of information. I didn't even catch it all because I'm dealing with the broadcast at the time. So why don't we check out that press conference again? I'm going to replay it for you. What I need to do is do it this way. Well, hold on a second here. Yeah, because he's still talking. I need to do it this way. Here's how I'm going to do it. Oh, I got it. Here it is. Can do it this way. Easy. Okay, hang on. I am putting it on the screen for you right now. I am putting it on the screen for you right now. Just give me a moment. Oh, hang on. I got to do it a different way. Sorry. But there was actually a bunch of information. So let's watch this. I am putting it on the screen now. Here it is. I got it up there. I got it up there for you. And I will put on the year that it's earlier. Moments ago. Okay, here is, ooh, hang on. Okay, oops. All right, I think this will work. Let's try this. Let's see if this works. Let's see if this works.
Say something, but most importantly, do something. And they did.
Let me bump up the volume a little bit for you. Hang on. Let me do that. Where is... That should be a bit better.
And because of that, we...
Oops, let me do it this way. Oops, hang on. Hang on, I'm just fixing the volume because I want it to be better volume for you guys. Let's see here. Let's try it this way. There we go. See if this is better. Okay, there he is.
We believe we have a strong person of interest to deal with this case. I want to now turn it over to the Police Commissioner of the City of New York, Commissioner Tisch.
Hang on, I'm just going to bump the volume up even further if I can. Sorry about that. Just give me one moment.
Thank you, Mayor. Good afternoon, everyone. Earlier this morning in Altoona, Pennsylvania.
The volume still isn't that great. Let me do it a different way. It's the feed I'm using. The volume isn't... Oh, hold on. I know what I'll do. Hang on. Let me do it this way. I'll do it this way. Sorry. Let's do it this way. I'm going to replay my own... I'm going to replay my own feed because we had it earlier. It's a little difficult because it's still going on. I'm going to replay my own feed. All right. Because we had it earlier. Here it is. Here it is. It's a little difficult because it's still... I think there's no sound on that video yet. Okay, so we'll put this there, that there. Sorry about the audio. It's just not that high on the original. So I want to bump it up for you guys. Okay, let's see. There is... Get rid of that. Get rid of that one. No. Get rid of... Why am I seeing two of them? Oh, okay. Okay, I think we're good to go. I think we're good to go. Let's try this. Let's see. The one used in the shooting. There we go. Multiple reports say he had a fake ID on him, a hostel in New York City before the shooting. Sorry, I handled NBC. There's no video. Why are we not hearing audio?
And I'm joined here today by our Chief of Detectives and the Police Commissioner and Chief of Department because we have a strong person of interest in the shooting that shook our city last week. CEO Brian Thompson of UnitedHealthcare was the victim of a senseless act of violence. Our officers have been working around the clock. Many of them did not go home to pursue this individual. It was crucial that we were able to remove him off the streets of America, and we were going to seek him out no matter where he was at the time. And so this is a strong person of interest. The police commissioner and chief of detectives will go over where we are right now in the investigation. He matches the description of the identification we've been looking for. He's also in possession of several items that we believe will connect him to this incident. How did we do it? Good old-fashioned police work. The chief of detectives and the police commissioner made the decision to release as much of a photo that we had at the time. We sent it across the country, and someone, a McDonald's employee, did something we ask every American to do. If you see something, say something, but most importantly, do something. And they did. And because of that, we believe we have a strong person of interest to deal with this case. I want to now turn it over to the Police Commissioner of the City of New York, Commissioner Tisch.
Thank you, Mayor. Good afternoon, everyone. Earlier this morning in Altoona, Pennsylvania, members of the Altoona Police Department arrested Luigi Mangione, a 26-year-old male, on firearms charges. At this time, he is believed to be our person of interest in the brazen targeted murder of Brian Thompson, CEO of UnitedHealthcare, last Wednesday in Midtown Manhattan. The suspect was in a McDonald's and was recognized by an employee who then called local police. Responding officers questioned the suspect, who was acting suspiciously and was carrying multiple fraudulent IDs as well as a U.S. passport. Upon further investigation, officers recovered a firearm on his person as well as a suppressor, both consistent with the weapon used in the murder. They also recovered clothing, including a mask consistent with those worn by our wanted individual. Also recovered was a fraudulent New Jersey ID, matching the ID our suspect used to check into his New York City hostel before the shooting incident. Additionally, officers recovered a handwritten document that speaks to both his motivation and mindset. NYPD detectives are en route to Pennsylvania as we seek to interview the subject further. This apprehension is thanks to the tireless work of the greatest detectives in the world, and of course, the strong relationships we have with our local law enforcement partners. On every level, local, state, and federal, we all serve the same public safety mission. And this case, which captured the attention of an entire nation, is another example of how connected we are and how important it is to work together, share information, and pursue every lead. For just over 5 days, our NYPD investigators combed through thousands of hours of video, followed up on hundreds of tips, and processed every bit of forensic evidence, DNA, fingerprints, IP addresses, and so much more to tighten the net. We deployed drones, canine units, and scuba divers. We leveraged the domain awareness system, Argus cameras, and conducted aviation canvasses. And our detectives also went door to door, interviewing potential witnesses and doing the good old-fashioned police work that our investigators are famous for. This combination of old-school detective work and new-age technology is what led to this result today. And we must also acknowledge the instrumental role the media and the public played in this case. The images that we shared with the public were spread far and wide, and the tips we received led to the recovery of crucial evidence. We should never underestimate the power of the public to be our eyes and our ears in these investigations. This is the third time in 3 weeks that a member of the public has seen something and said something and done something that led to a high-profile arrest. The triple stabbing homicide in Manhattan, the gunpoint robberies in Queens during which an NYPD officer was shot, and now this. Now, the case will continue through the criminal justice process, and while we are proud of today's accomplishment, we must, of course, remember that a family is in mourning. I want to again extend my sympathies to Brian's family, his co-workers, and all who knew him. Finally, I want to thank the women and men of the NYPD, especially our Detective Bureau personnel, with a strong assist from our intelligence analysts. We also thank the SAC of the FBI's Criminal Investigative Division, Leslie Rodriguez-Bekshies, and I want to commend the staff of the Manhattan DA's office, and especially DA Alvin Bragg. He has been working with us 24/7 on this case, and I am incredibly grateful for his partnership. I'll now pass it along to our great Chief of Detectives, Joe Kenny, who will provide additional information. Chief.
Thank you, Commissioner. Good afternoon. As the Commissioner stated earlier, a male was taken into custody today in Altoona, Pennsylvania this morning. He has been identified as Luigi Nicholas Mangione. He's a male, 26 years old. He was born and raised in Maryland. We know he has ties to San Francisco, California, and his last known address was Honolulu, Hawaii. He has no prior arrest history in New York. Members of the NYPD Detective Bureau are currently traveling to Pennsylvania with members of the Manhattan District Attorney's Office to interview this subject. This case was brought to a successful conclusion based on the coordinated effort between numerous NYPD units, including the Intelligence and Counterterrorism Bureau, our federal partners at the FBI, the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, and of course, members of the Altoona Police Department in Pennsylvania. On Thursday, one day after this crime was committed, the NYPD released a photo of the shooter in this case. This picture was obtained by the NYPD during one of their extensive video canvasses. We took that photograph and we asked for the public's help in identifying this subject, and the public responded. Hundreds of tips began to pour into our hotline. Each tip was investigated thoroughly, and we began to release additional photographs as they came into our possession. The NYPD provided these photos to numerous media outlets. Local, national, and international outlets released the photo via television, print, social media, and online content. Luckily, a citizen in Pennsylvania recognized our subject and called local law enforcement. Members of the Altoona Police Department responded to the call, and based on their investigation, they notified the NYPD. This investigation is still active and ongoing. Thank you very much.
First, and then we'll... Mark?
I had a couple of questions about the document that he was found in possession with. Can you go a little bit more in depth about those motivations that you mentioned? Was that CEO specifically named in that document? Was there anything more about him wanting to go after others? And also in that document, was there any indication that explains as how the level of detail that he went into killing him? Like, is there anything?
Like I said, that document is currently in the possession of the Altoona Police Department as part of their investigation. But just from briefly speaking with them, we don't think that there's any specific threats to other people mentioned in that document. But it does seem that he has some ill will toward corporate America.
Over here, sir.
NJ?
Chief, was the suspect wearing a mask at the time he was spotted in the McDonald's? And also, criminal cases often have a linchpin. Can you point to a single linchpin that helped crack this case?
There's numerous linchpins in this case, in the fact that we've recovered an enormous amount of forensic evidence, an enormous amount of video, and once again, with your help and the public's help. So I really couldn't put it on one thing, but if I had to, it would be the release of that photograph from the media.
You said he had a passport on him. Do you believe he was trying to flee the country? And also, are you still looking for any evidence in Central Park in regards to the bike?
We had divers in the water yesterday that came up negative results. The passport, we don't believe that he was planning on doing any traveling at this time. We don't think at this point in our investigation, we don't think he was trying to flee the country.
The person at the McDonald's, were they buying food? What were they doing at that exact moment?
It was an employee at the McDonald's.
Right. But what was the suspect doing?
He was sitting there eating.
Will the suspect be brought back to New York and charged here, and when?
We're going to have to work that out with the Manhattan District Attorney's Office in Altoona, Pennsylvania. He's going to be facing gun charges there, and at some point we'll work out through extradition to bring him back to New York to face charges here, working with the Manhattan District Attorney's Office.
Hi, Anita from the New York Post. I was just hoping to get more details on the capture itself. Did he put up a fight? Did he say anything to cops? And we've also reported that he published online anti-healthcare industry rantings. Can you share with us some of the services that he posted on?
We're still working through his social media. We're going to do a complete scrub of that. Preliminarily, like I said, he seems that he has some ill will toward corporate America, but that will all come out as part of our investigation. We're not done here. We're still going to be putting this together. We're still going to be working very hard to bring this to a successful conclusion.
And the capture itself, did he put up a fight? Did he say anything to police?
I don't have that information.
Oh, sorry. Can you elaborate on how he got there, the path he took from Port Authority and on the George Washington Bridge to Altoona, PA?
Same thing. This just happened this morning. We'll be working, backtracking his steps from New York to Altoona, Pennsylvania.
I was going to ask if we knew anything, if he took a bus to Philadelphia first and then somehow got to Altoona. But
We're still working on that. We're still working through that.
Britain, is there any indication that anybody else was helping him from the inside, as far as tracking the CEO's movements?
Once again, we're still working this investigation very hard. It's not at its conclusion yet. That could come out during our investigation, but as of right now, we have no indication that took place.
Chief, did he have any weapons or anything like that with him when he was arrested?
He was in possession of a ghost gun that had the capability of firing a 9mm round and a suppressor.
Can you get into a little bit about the technical aspects of the investigation? I know you deployed an unprecedented amount of technology. You also activated the Sentry program through Intel. Can you talk about how that is going to play into actually building the case as far as cell phone and all of the other technical aspects of what you've done?
In this case, it really came down to technology was the use of drones in Central Park, and really comes down to the video canvas that we did. We used every source of video that we could collect, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours from hundreds of sources, and that helped bring this to where we are right now.
The gun is it believed to be the gun he used in the shooting? And there was some talk that it was a veterinarian type gun. Is that accurate?
No, as of right now, the information we're getting from Altoona is that the gun appears to be a ghost gun. May have been made on a 3D printer. The capability of firing a 9mm round. Obviously, that will come out during our ballistics testing.
Oliver?
Yeah, Oliver Barnes from the Financial Times. Do you have any indication how long this handwritten, is it a handwritten manifesto that you found on the suspect? And then also whether or not he put it online at all?
Don't know if it's online. As of right now, it's a handwritten 3-page document.
Chief, does he have ties to that area, and was he someone who you knew by name before his arrest?
We believe he may have attended college in Pennsylvania, but like I said earlier, he has ties to Maryland and California and Hawaii.
And you knew him by name before today? Was his name on your radar?
Excuse me?
Was his name on your radar? Was he someone who you had been looking into before his arrest?
No, we did not have his name prior to today.
Brent, sorry. Does he have any prior arrests? I know there were none for New York City, but is there any prior arrests anywhere else in the country?
We have not come across any arrests in the country.
Chief, hi, how are you? On two things. On the ghost gun, is it something you're going to be looking into to see if he made it himself and can he make that himself? Or would he have to buy the gun the way it was?
No, once again, that'll be part of our investigation as we follow up.
mean, obviously he's going to face murder charges, but is there any chance that he could face any other charges because he was targeting the CEO and because of his writings and other things that we're now finding on him? Potentially federal charges or
that determination will be made by Alvin Bragg.
Yes, what connections does he have in Pennsylvania that you know of? And are they in Altoona specifically?
We believe he attended college in Pennsylvania.
Does he know anybody in Pennsylvania?
Wouldn't be able to tell you that.
All right, we're going to take one more question from Shooting Marla, and then we're going to go.
Is there, what, you talk about the manifesto having said things against corporations, but specifically UnitedHealthcare, and do you believe that Mangione acted alone?
We believe at this point, our investigation is leaning toward he was acting alone. So, like I stated earlier, we're still working through the investigation. We're not stopping today. And as far as the manifesto, like I said, I don't have the complete details of that. It's in the possession of the Altoona Police Department.
We're going to shift to opt-out.
Yep. Good job, Chief. Commissioner.
All right, so that was a replay of the press conference. Wow. You heard it. 26-year-old Luigi Mangione is in custody for this shooting. He had on him, again, he was taken into custody at a McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania. Reportedly, according to the New York Times, it was this McDonald's right here on East Plank Road. I think it's 407 East Plank Road. Hold on a second here. How do I get rid of that? Oopsie. Right here. There. The McDonald's on East Plank Road in Altoona, Pennsylvania. That's from Google Maps. You're looking at that photo. An employee recognized him, called police. He was there eating, and he was acting suspicious, according to police. And they took him into custody. He had on him clothing, including a mask, and a gun and suppressor, which all matched those used in the shooting. Also, he had on him a fake ID, which matched the fake ID that the shooting suspect used to check into a hostel before the shooting. And the gun is a ghost gun, which, according to Wikipedia, means homemade gun, which may have been made on a 3D printer. And he also had a handwritten 3-page document, which some are calling a manifesto, that spoke to his motive and mindset. And also, just a couple of things that we talked about before replaying that press conference that I want to say again, and then I will take some of your comments on the air. The New York Post reports that law enforcement sources told the New York Post that the person of interest apparently hated the medical community because of how it treated his sick relative. And CNN reported that two of the two quotes from that the CNN gave two quotes that it says are in that document. Those two quotes are, "These parasites had it coming," and "I do apologize for any strife and trauma, but it had to be done." Also, CNN reported that the document railed against the healthcare industry and suggested violence is the answer. All right, let's take some comments from you guys. What are your thoughts? Nan B says, I guess the McDonald's employee gets the money. We'll have to see. NBC News New York reported yesterday that there was a combined $60,000 reward. So far, according to police, there was one employee who called it in. Let's see here. I don't know. No, hold on a second here. Yeah, I'm sorry. You know what? I'm going to take this. Let me take the I'm using I'm not in my normal studio. I'm in Mexico City. And so I'm doing this all in a makeshift setup here, which fortunately at least is working. But when I wear my headphones, see, it affects the, like the green screen kind of thing, which isn't even a green screen. So why don't I take out my headphones for the moment? Because I don't anticipate listening to that press conference again. I can always put them back in. All right, I'll take these out. Now what I have to do is just make one change here. Hold on a second. I got to make a quick change. Give me a moment here. Okay, I think is that gonna, are we good? I think we're good. Are we good? Testing 1, 2, 3. You guys can hear me and see me fine? Test, test, test. Test, test, test. Everybody good? You got me? Yes? No? All good. Okay. People are saying they can hear me and see me. Good. And now that'll be better. We good. Okay. By the way, a quick thanks to J Spike for your support. J Spike thinks this guy didn't think through his plan. J Spike said a 3D printed Glock frame could have been burned to remove the evidence. PLA combusts easily. Yeah, I mean, some of our viewers, thank you, J Spike, and thanks for your comment as well. Look, a number of our viewers have said, one of our viewers just said he should have planned better. Goosey. I mean, look, clearly there are very basic actions he did not take evasive actions he could have taken. If it's true that he had the murder weapon on him, if that's true, which police suggest, given that he had a fake ID on him that matched the ID used to check into the hostel before the shooting. So, I mean, you can say, well, if he was a perfectly rational individual who was doing everything he could to escape, he wouldn't do these things. I don't know what his state of mind is. I can't get into somebody's head who's going out on the street and shooting somebody else like that. Shooting an innocent person like that. Who they don't even, I don't know if there's even any connection to them, right? So I can't get into that. I don't know what mindset this person is in. So maybe part of this person wanted to get caught. I don't know. I would. Now some of our viewers are saying the CEO is not innocent. So just to be clear, I mean, I'm going to leave discussion of all that to you. But the CEO, as far as I'm aware, had not committed any crimes. So let me just put it that way. And I believe the CEO might have been investigated for some sort of stuff involving the company. But look, hopefully you can understand what I meant when I said what I said, okay? If you want to nitpick, but I think those of you who want to be charitable and understanding know what I mean when I said that. Okay? So I don't want to get into a discussion of that point. You can do you, and you could get into all that on your time. I'm not getting a discussion of that. Anyways, my point is, I don't really know what this guy's mindset was. I can't get into the mindset of somebody who does this kind of thing. So, but I certainly get, people in the chat, your point that it seems like there's very basic steps this guy didn't do if he was trying to escape. I mean, but who knows where his mental state was at, you know? So, it's, I don't know that he was trying to do everything he could to escape. Kiwi says he could have been in Canada the next day. I mean, look, the authorities said he wasn't trying to leave the country. This is 5 days after this happened. He wasn't that far away from New York, right? If I go to the map, what is the distance between Altoona, Pennsylvania? I can do the distance between that McDonald's and the Hilton. I'll literally tell you. According to Google, Hilton, Midtown, Manhattan. According to Google, Altoona, Pennsylvania is a 5-hour car ride. It is 279 miles, about 280 miles drive. 280 miles drive. Okay? About 5-hour car ride. So, you know, in 5 days, you could certainly cover more ground than that. So, you know, I don't know what his mental state is, what he was doing the last few days. Those are all good questions. Also, doesn't appear to have a criminal record, said the police. Ocean Boulevard Moon says, seems like it was an impulsive action, not very well thought out. Now, at the same time, I mean, if he made a gun with a 3D printer in advance, that certainly seems to suggest some planning. He came to New York, I think, about 10 days before the shooting. There was reporting saying that the day he got to New York, he went to that Hilton for about a half an hour. I don't know if it's true, but I mean, he did go to New York about 10 days before the shooting. So there was certainly some degree of planning in this. Purple Viking says he was not running. He was waiting to be caught, to be honest. Oh, breaking news. NBC has posted photos of the gun and the fake ID police found on him. Now, I don't have the rights to show this. I eventually think I will. I'm going to post a link in the chat for you. Give me 1 second here. NBC posted pictures of the gun found. Hang on. I'll post a link in the chat. Are you guys ready? I'm going to post a link for you in the chat. I am posting a link in the chat for you. I just posted it, and I'm going to post it on X. Of NBC News posts photo of the gun and of the gun found on Luigi Mangione. All right, hang on. I'm posting this on my X account too. And I will repost the link in the chat that you can go look at it at. Just make sure this posts here. Is it posting? Oh, hold on. Hold on a second here. I'm posting the link in the chat again for you. There. I just posted the link for you. You can go see it. Give me a moment. All right, I just posted it on X. Yes, NBC said that is the gun found on Luigi Mangione. And NBC said a law enforcement official said it appears to be similar to the weapon used in the murder. Now, remember, they found a gun in a suppressor. In the photo, you don't see the suppressor on the gun. Steve B says, looks like a crude version of a Glock. Pre-breakfast Banana says, was expecting lesser quality from a 3D print. Technology is good nowadays. Alan says, gun is well done for a printed gun. Songbird says, amazing you can make a 3D weapon. Kitty Z said, the muzzle is threadled, LOL. I don't know who said it wasn't. Mike L says, looks like a different gun. Cardigan Owl says, looks like it might be bolt action. Oh, and the fake ID. They posted his fake ID. Hang on. They in the same link they posted his fake ID. I missed that. It appears to be the same ID that was presented at a Manhattan hostel before the shooting by the suspect. Okay, that fake ID, it's the same link. If you want to see the fake ID and the gun found on him, I will post the link again right now. NBC News posted a fake ID and the gun that were found on the shooter. Josh says, where did the 3D point printed gun conclusion come from? I don't know. Authorities said the gun was a ghost gun, which suggests homemade, and it may have been printed using a 3D printer. One of our viewers points out that the fake ID, which is a New Jersey ID, claims he is 5'10". Does it say 5'10"? It's a little hard to see there. Yes, 5'10". Now, Lewis says it doesn't look like the guy. I don't know if the photo in the fake ID, it could be a real ID that belongs to somebody else, or it could just be police said it was the report says it was police said it was a fraudulent ID, but does that mean he made the ID or just got somebody else's ID? Oh, breaking news, Pop Crave reports that Luigi Mangione is cousins with the sitting Maryland state delegate Nino Mangione, who represents District 42A, and they quote WMAR2 News. WMAR2 Baltimore says he graduated from Gilman as a valedictorian. They say he was born and raised in Baltimore County and is the cousin of sitting Maryland State Delegate Nino Mangione, who represents District 42A. He graduated in 2016 from Gilman School as class valedictorian. I'm going to post a link to this on my X account. That is a report from WMAR. So he graduated high school as a valedictorian, they said. Gilman School is a all-boys independent school in Baltimore. and it goes up to 12th grade. I just posted the link to that on my, if you want to read more about that story about him graduating as the valedictorian, which is, I believe, the highest performing student. And also this article mentions that his cousin is a Maryland state representative. I posted the link in my X account, and I will post a link to my post, and you can read the article there. But again, WMAR says he is cousins with sitting Maryland State Delegate Nino Mangione. I wonder if the police will question Nino Mangione. I mean, I would think police, not because they think he did anything wrong, but I would think police would want to question anyone who was close to him. Now, to be clear, for all I know, they don't really talk at all. They might be cousins who really don't know each other very well or don't know each other at all. I don't know. Just to be clear. Wow. Oh, hold on. I just saw something here. I just saw something. I'm going to post this for you guys. A reporter for BBC News, Mike Wendling, posted one of the Goodreads reviews from the apparent Goodreads page of the shooting person of interest. And in that review, it's a review of a book by the Unabomber. And let's see, what does it say here? Mike Wendling says in the review, he says violence is necessary to survive. Let's see here. Anyways, I posted, I'm looking through the whole thing here. It says that Kaczynski was rightfully imprisoned. He said that he says some anti-corporate stuff in the review. I don't want to read the whole thing, but you can. I just posted the link in the chat. You can read his review. You can, as last I checked, you could find his Goodreads page. Yeah, so he says a take on I found online that's interesting. And then he quotes this 4 paragraphs of somebody else saying something, including, like, violence never solved anything is a statement uttered by cowards and predators. And there's a bunch of anti-corporate stuff in there. Anyway, could he face federal charges? I don't know, Pythor edits. That's a good question. I don't know what charges he's going to face. The police were asked about that today, and they said the Manhattan DA would decide about the state charges in New York. I don't know if there's federal charges he might face. I'm not a legal expert, so I don't know if he broke any, if this incident, if he did it, might have broken any federal laws. Hidden Shin says gun across borders. Took a gun across state lines, some people are saying. I don't know if it's determined. Could it be determined from his manifesto? Could federal authorities think it's like terrorism under some terrorism statute? And, I don't know the statutes. Interstate flight, said Keith Jones. Yeah, he was quoting someone in that review, as I said, but he said this is an interesting take. He called it an interesting take, which is what I said. Our viewer, Nayan Misulas, thinks he is manic and delusional. Again, according to a Baltimore station, he graduated high school as the class valedictorian. Give me one moment here. You can see here, AP says, a strong person of interest has been arrested in the UnitedHealthcare CEO shooting. I'm not going to read the whole thing because we've been talking about this, but a quick-thinking McDonald's employee in Pennsylvania alerted authorities to a customer who was found with a weapon and writings linking him to the ambush. He had a gun believed to be the one used in the killing and writings suggesting his anger with corporate America, police officials said. This was a McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania. He had clothing and a mask similar to those worn by the shooter and a fraudulent New Jersey ID matching the one the suspect used to check into a New York City hostel before the shooting. He was born and raised in Maryland, according to police, has ties to San Francisco, and last known address was in Honolulu. A message left Monday with a Philadelphia area phone number connected to Mangione was not immediately returned. So apparently AP got a number that they believe is his. They believe they got a phone number connected to him. So that sounds like AP got a phone number somehow that they think is his number. And they called it and they left a message. And they haven't heard back yet. Police found a three-page handwritten document on him with writing suggesting that Mangione had ill will toward corporate America. He had a ghost gun, a type of weapon that can be assembled at home from parts without a serial number, making them difficult to trace, investigators said. As of right now, the information we're getting from Altoona is that the gun appears to be a ghost gun that may have been made on a 3D printer capable of firing a 9mm round. I think it's the chief of detectives said. He was acting suspiciously, had multiple fraudulent IDs, as well as a U.S. passport. It is not believed that he was trying to leave the country. He also had a suppressor, consistent with the weapon used in the murder. And then, let's see here. Check something else for you. Sorry, I'm just checking for updates here. Give me one moment. Reuters says suspect in custody. Anything else? Any other reporting in here? Let's see. No. An X account. Hey, look. We talked about this a little earlier. An X account that appears to be owned by Mangione says he has an MSc and BSc in computer science from the University of Pennsylvania and lives in Honolulu, Hawaii. I know a bunch of you have seen that X account. Again, I can't start showing it on the air when it's not absolutely confirmed it's his. So I apologize. I mean, feel free to, there's an X account, there's a Goodreads page that looked like it might be his, there's a Facebook, which hasn't been posted on since 2019, which looks like it's his. But I just can't show that stuff unless it's absolutely confirmed it's his. So I appreciate your understanding on that. Oh, hold on. I might have something. I might have something for you. What is this? What is this? Oh, no, I can't show this. Oh, it literally is just, I thought it might be a local police press conference in Altoona. There's a news service live shot of like the outside of the Altoona Police Department building. I'm not allowed to use it. I have access to it, but I can't use it. I thought maybe they were doing like a local press conference. I was like, wow. But no, it's just a shot of the corner of the police station, I think, in Altoona. So that's not particularly helpful anyway. We'll take a few more comments here. What year did he graduate? Well, a local outlet in Baltimore said he graduated high school as valedictorian in 2016, which would suggest maybe I don't know if he graduated college. If he did graduate college, it would suggest what? Normally 2020, 2021. But I don't know if the LinkedIn profile said. The LinkedIn profile said, that might be his, said that he graduated in 2020 with both a Bachelor of Science and a Master of Science from U Pennsylvania, which is an Ivy League school, in Engineering, MSc, Computer and Information Science. It's UPenn, not Penn State. I know it's easy to get them confused. UPenn is actually an Ivy League school. I mean, I'm sure there's lots of great people at Penn State too, and you can get a great education there. I'm just clarifying that I believe the school that is mentioned on the social media accounts, which look like they might be his, is UPenn, not Penn State. I'm just checking some of the things people sent me. What is this? Oh, I don't know if this is legit. Jessica McBride sent me that this person, Colin Rugg, claimed on X to have found a video of his valedictorian speech at the Gilman School, which is a boys' school in Baltimore. So you can look up Colin Rugg on X. I can't show that. I don't have the rights to the video, and it's not confirmed it's him. But again, Colin Rugg on X posted that video. Thank you to Jessica McBride for letting me know. Hey, thanks to Billy Joe Dre for subscribing on X, by the way. Thanks, Billy Joe. I'm just checking some of these different things people have been sending me. Sorry, I can't read all the comments on there because there's just way too many comments. So I'm trying to I'm just trying to go through some of them and check some of them, the ones that people are sending me. Sorry, I just got to look through a few of these messages. I'm sorry if I miss things people are sending me. So I'm trying to just go through some of these messages. This person, our viewer sent me this, Astro, thanks Astro, sent me a post from Jack Mack of Barstool Sports, who claimed, Jack Mack says, spoke with a source that had a lot of friends that went to high school with Luigi Mangione. I don't know if this is true. Maybe it is true. What keeps coming up is a back surgery that changed everything for him, and he went absolutely crazy. Checks out with his Goodreads history and the x-ray in his header. Yeah, so I can't speak to that. He said Jack Mack claims that he has done some research looking into this, and he believes that Luigi Mangione had a back injury when he was surfing in Hawaii, and the surgery didn't go great. Again, I don't know if this is true. The New York Post reported that he was upset because a relative, because of how the medical community treated a sick relative. So, I don't know what of these things are true, if any of them. Maybe they're both true. We just don't know right now about those things for sure. I'm sure a lot's going to be coming out about him. I mean, it doesn't look like this person was like off the world's radar. I mean, they graduated a high school, which I guess is a well-known high school in Baltimore. They went apparently to, it sounds like UPenn, and graduated. If a LinkedIn profile, which seems to be his, is accurate, he was working for a company for around 4 years. And did some different jobs and TA'd at the university. So there's going to be people who know him. The purported LinkedIn profile says worked full-time at this company, True Car Inc., as a data engineer. The company is located in Santa Monica, California. I don't know if he was there, if he indeed worked for them. And that's from, it says that still working there from 2020 to 2024. So there may be people who worked with him and know him. So my guess is that there's a bunch of people who know him. Also, family members. I would fully expect to start hearing reports coming out of people who talk to his friends and his family members and all that. How long will it take him to get him back to NYC, Oregon guy? I do not know. Thanks, by the way, to Divorced Homeless for your support, and Funky Skunk 2, and our viewer What, and A Got Change. Thanks for being a member. Captain Jerry Donnelly. Oh, Captain Jerry Donnelly says that printing if he made a fake ID and made a 3D gun, those could be crimes he's charged with. Also, maybe I believe I saw some talk of possibly being charged with the crime of presenting an officer with a fake ID if he did that. Thanks, Groovy Cheryl, by the way. I think I thanked Groovy Cheryl before, but thank you, Groovy Cheryl. Jake from State Farm. Jake says you don't print the whole gun, just the lower. The rest of the parts are purchased separately. Thanks, Jake from State Farm. I think Jake has some expertise in the printing field, I'll say. I know that. Thanks also paperchaser.com. For your support. Let me just see if I have anything new for you. CNN says a private memorial service was held for the UnitedHealthcare CEO today. Yeah, the New York Post is still reporting. The New York Post, in their current article, says that he apparently hated the medical community because of how it treated his sick relatives, sources said. Guys, I have an update from the New York Post. The New York Post says about the manifesto, the handwritten manifesto, which the police said was 3 pages. It says that the manifesto mirrors quotes that he posted on his Goodreads account from Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber. So they say the manifesto mirrors quotes from the Unabomber that the suspect posted on his own Goodreads account. Also, the New York Post reports that law enforcement sources say he had some online activity suggesting he had anti-capitalist and climate change causes. Anti-capitalist and pro-climate change, or anti-capitalist and anti-climate change? Anyways, I don't know. But anti-capitalist, I mean, we've heard that before. Valedictorian of his high school, which we heard reported by a Baltimore station. They say he graduated. They say that the LinkedIn profile is accurate and that he graduated in 2020 from UPenn with a bachelor's and master's in engineering, MSc, computer and information science. Is he related to Chuck Mangione? That I don't know. By the way, some people are saying his name is pronounced one way or the other. I don't even know if it was pronounced correctly in the press conference. I'm going with Mangione, but I might be wrong about that. But I haven't heard like an official family. I mean, sometimes in like a press conference, they can mispronounce the name. So I'm just saying Mangione. I'm sorry if I'm getting it wrong. I'm sorry if it's Mangione. Michael Ruiz of Fox News Digital says the NYPD Commissioner of Operations just arrived at the Altoona police station. Okay, that's an update from Fox News's Michael Ruiz. Michael Ruiz says sources say he was arrested peacefully, but it's not. Okay, this is interesting. This is a news update. A news update from Michael Ruiz at Mike R. Reports, who I follow, from Fox News Digital. So check this out. Michael says that sources tell Fox News Digital that Mangione was arrested peacefully, but he is not speaking to investigators. And also, FBI and NYPD have arrived at the Altoona police station. So shout out to Michael Ruiz at Mike R. Reports if you want to follow him. Jesse's girl says, wants attorney. Matthew Kohai says, I'd like my lawyer. Margaret G. thinks he should not speak to the police. Give me one moment here. Give me one moment here. But I'm sure in the coming days there will be more information coming out about him. Look, for all I know, someone will leak the manifesto. I'm going to do a poll question. Will Luigi Mangione be convicted of the shooting? And by the way, I'm counting pleading guilty if you were to do that, assuming he's charged with it, which he has not been. Assuming he gets charged, will he be convicted of the shooting? Is that where this is going? I am posting this in the chat just to see what you guys say. Do another poll here real quick. Will he end up being convicted of the shooting? That is my question to you, including pleading guilty. I'm going to show you what... oh, we don't have a mugshot yet. Are we going to... Well, he hasn't been arrested. He's been arrested locally. He's charged with local charges. Will we see a mugshot from Altoona? All right, here is what our viewers had to say about this. Oops. Here's what our viewers had to say about this question that I asked. I said, will he ultimately be convicted of the shooting? It is 75% say yes on YouTube and 25% say no. And on Twitch, we have a third on Twitch say no. About 31% say no on Twitch. Blissful Essence said maybe he needed counseling and psych meds and could no longer get them. Well, don't that beat all, says Twitch is usually right. I mean, to be clear, Twitch, 68% of people say yes. Leafy says, which famous lawyer will represent him? Winter says, kind of is funny how none of his huge family came forward. Look, it's an interesting question. Had his family spoken to him recently? Had his family spoken to him like in recent months? what did they know? Like, did family members see the picture and recognize him at all? I mean, remember, by the way, thanks for voting in the poll. I'll leave the poll for a second longer. But remember, I mean, I would think if you were a family member, if I can show you those pictures again. Yeah, see the pictures there on the right? I would think if you were a family member, you would recognize him in those photos, right? I don't know for sure, but I would have to think that if I had like a family member and I saw those photos of the family member with the hood on, I probably would say, wow, that looks a lot like my family member. I mean, it's a fair amount of face you see in the different photos. So, yeah, I mean, I wonder if that's something the police would ask the family members about. Like, did you know? I mean, I don't know. Did you do? Maybe some family members called in tips. For all we know, some family members have actually been in touch with the police. We don't know. Devil Doc says, I turned him in for $60,000. I mean, that's a whole other question. So I can't speak to the family and whether any family members recognized him or whether any family members called police and talked to police before. I mean, police said they got a lot of tips. Fagan says co-workers and acquaintances as well. Police said they had his name yesterday. No, they in the press conference, they said they didn't have his name before today. Thanks for voting in the poll. Again, Twitch said 72% and 76% said he will be convicted. $47 Aero Sedan said no reward until convicted. I believe the reward was for leading to a conviction. Also, again, according to Michael Ruiz from Fox News Digital, he is not talking. He did not resist arrest, but he's not talking to investigators. All right. Well, we might do, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking that, there's probably going to be more updates coming out about this. I'm looking at some of the things people sent me. Yeah, Diggs sent me a thread that somebody screenshotted that claims to show that maybe he supposedly was going to be in a wedding. I think the idea is that but that was like from, you know what somebody did? It looks like they searched the supposed username on X, and they found like messages somebody had sent to him. So I haven't confirmed the messages, and somebody claimed that there was like a message from somebody to him saying that they hadn't seen him in months. So anyways, I can't verify that, but if you wanted to, you could probably go back on X and pipe in that name and just find any public messages or find replies. If somebody posted his name on X and then a reply, you could probably find that, as long as it's not a DM. But I don't know. I'm not going to do that myself right now, but thanks for letting me know about that. Yeah, Diggs. Oh, by the way, one of our viewers mentioned, well, I don't know if it's a viewer, somebody mentioned on X in response to my post about McDonald's that there might be people who are upset. I mean, there have been some people who express sympathy for this shooter. And what I'm saying here is there any chance that the employee from the McDonald's, my guess is that maybe they don't want to have their name publicized. I don't know, maybe they want to have their name publicized. But if you're a McDonald's employee who did this, right? Good job by them calling this in. You might think, wow, if my name gets out, some wacko person who supports the shooter might come after me. So I don't know how that's going to work. Teresa says, I hope the employee has security. Yeah, there's some articles out there. Here, let me just, as an example, let me just show you something here. This. Hang on. Where is it here? Right here. So this is an article from a few days ago from the Washington Post. A health insurance CEO was killed. Why did some people celebrate? For some Americans who have never heard of him and his shocking death, he suddenly became something else, a symbol of the much despised health insurance industry. In posts that trended on multiple social media platforms, users mocked the CEO's death by invoking health insurance terms, saying their empathy for his loss had been denied. Other users implied the killing was essentially merited, citing UnitedHealthcare's frequent rejections of customers' requests. Many of the posts were liked by tens of thousands of users, some who chimed in with their own stories of struggling to get the corporate giant to cover their health insurance claims. The public slaying of a top healthcare executive has become a cultural touchpoint. For his grieving friends and family, the episode has been a horror. For some Americans, it became an opportunity to vent about the nation's health insurance system and the powerful players that shape it. Sorry, there's some music sounds in the background which I can't control at the moment. Anyways. There's some articles floating around like this about sympathy for the shooter that some people have expressed. There were concerns expressed that sympathy for the shooter might delay the investigation if people, like, say, didn't want to call in a tip or something. All right. CNN reports former college classmate of Mangione says he was a totally normal guy in school. The former college classmate asked not to be named. So CNN says former college classmate of Mangione says he was a totally normal guy in school. They just posted that update. Way too many things open on my desktop right now. Sorry. The New York Times reports that Gilman School, where he went to high school, sent an email to alumni today saying this is deeply distressing news on top of an already awful situation. The New York Times says the University of Pennsylvania has confirmed that Mangione earned both a bachelor's degree and a master's degree in engineering, graduating in 2020. His major was computer science. He minored in mathematics. Okay? So apparently the LinkedIn profile with that information about education is correct. He had a bachelor's and a master's from UPenn, an Ivy League school. Yeah, I know the lighting looks a little off. Again, I'm in Mexico City right now, and I'm covering this on a kind of a makeshift setup, so I know it doesn't look and sound like it normally does. John Miller says that poor man did not deserve to be shot like a dog in the street. That's a horrible way to go. Yes, Joe Strummer on X, the police said the gun might have been made with a 3D printer. Anyways, if you missed it, you can rewind. We played the press conference twice. You can go rewind and watch the press conference. And I'm just here visiting. It's a wonderful city. Then Andy sent me what appears to be maybe a GitHub page from this person. Luigi Mangione, there's one of those. Thank you, Andy. All right, here's what I'm going to do. So there might be like another press conference about this or more news coming out. Excessive force says threw his life away. So yeah, we very well might do another stream when there's more updates coming out about this. I think I'm going to start wrapping up this stream and end this stream. And again, we might just do another stream on this when more details. I wouldn't be surprised if we end up doing another stream on this just after some more details come out. One of our viewers says, Test Tube says, I'm reading his Twitter page. His Twitter page is floating around, his apparent Twitter page, his Goodreads page. But if you guys want to check that out, I can't, again, it hasn't been confirmed, so I can't show that here, but I know a lot of you are looking at that. Anyways, I'm going to take a little break now. I appreciate you guys joining the stream, and subscribe, follow. I will be covering more big news as it happens here without an agenda on Agenda Free TV. Subscribe, follow Agenda Free TV, and turn on the notifications for the channel. We have our own notification system. It's free. It works really well. It's done through Discord, so you get sent a notification whenever we go live, because I never really know when that's going to be usually. So the mods will post the link to the notifications in the chat, and you can also find the link to the notifications in our Facebook and YouTube video description of this broadcast. And I really appreciate you guys sending me news tips, letting me read your comments on the air. I'm sorry I can't get to all of them. I'm sorry if I missed something important that somebody sent me. There's just so many comments coming in, so I'm trying my best to kind of read some of them and say some of them on the air. But I very much appreciate your help in covering this. And I will post updates when I'm not live. I will post updates on my X account. So if you want more updates, follow me on X at Lookner. I will post the link to this in the chat. You can follow me there for more updates when I am not on the air. And maybe we'll do another stream on this as more developments happen. But I'm glad we were able to get on the air for this. A special shout out to Kay Lowry Body, who was I first found out about this because she messaged me right as she heard about it. That was actually the first I heard about it was from Kay. So I appreciate Kay being so fast to message me so we get on the air fast. So let's shout out our moderators. I really appreciate them being in the chat, keeping things under control and civil there. We cannot have chat rooms without our moderators. They are an essential part of the channel. So big thanks to them. Over there on YouTube, for example, Ruth Krafasi, Roberts May Queen, Sabrina, RJ, Danny James, all of our other YouTube mods have been there. Thank you so much. And also on Twitch, all of our moderators there. People like Big Ball of Yarn, Hearsay, Idaho Star, I Got That Fire, and Surly Dev. Thank you. All of our other Twitch moderators, Linda Belk and Larry, who moderate for us on X. Thank you. And also, Margaret Riley, K. Larry Body, Ronald Egnor on Facebook. Thanks for moderating there. Anybody else I might be missing? And thanks also to everybody who donated. That is super kind of you. You are the ones who allow this channel to exist with your support. So I really appreciate it. By the way, I owe a thanks to But I Have This Lasagna for being a member. And Divorced Homeless, thanks for your support. And everybody else I thanked earlier. But I really appreciate your support for the channel. If you ever want to donate to the channel, you can go to agendafree.tv, agendafree.tv. And hang on a moment here. What was I going to say? We also have a chat. You can chat with other viewers when we're not on the air on our Discord chat. It's free. Check it out. The same link. It's the same link as the notifications link to sign up for the free notifications. So check out the Discord chat. Big thanks to our Discord moderators, by the way. And also, you can, another good way to find out when we're going live is follow us on X at Agenda Free TV. I always post there when we're going live. Also, I'll post scheduling updates and channel updates over there. So you can follow at Agenda Free TV, all one word, on X. And also, just a reminder for those who watch us on YouTube, if you watch us on YouTube, you might want to turn notifications on there because that can also help you give a heads up when we're going on the air. But if you want to turn the notifications on for YouTube, it's kind of a weird thing where you got to subscribe. And then after you subscribe, you click the notifications bell right there. And then you choose all notifications. So if you subscribe on YouTube, make sure you got the bell checked and all selected over there. Thanks also to Divorced Homeless for your support, who thinks Nintendo will sue for using Luigi as his name. Thank you, Divorced Homeless, for your support. I really appreciate it. Let's see here. Thanks so much to our Facebook subscribers. Oh, Paul Anderson was modding too. Thanks, Paul. Very much appreciated. Thanks to our Facebook subscribers like Eve Richards, Lou Green, Pam Kanegi, and Robert Rial II, Margaret Riley, Ronald Egnor, K. Larry Body, all of our subscribers over there, and also our viewers over there, people like Dennis Britt and David Karshan, I think it is, and Melissa Yakobaki, if I'm reading that right. Yakobaki. And all of our other Facebook viewers, Marjorie Jones, thank you. Janet Carroll Legg. And all of our other Facebook subscribers. Our Twitch subscribers, thanks for supporting the channel. People like Annie Cush, Shaggy in Wall Street, Jack's Animals, Dragon 099, Disassociate, Jen Junkie, Unleashed Flute, Zycheon, Super Sounds, thank you. Wow, Marty Hagwood, that's incredibly generous of you. Thanks so much, Marty Hagwood, for that donation. Really nice of you. Thank you, Marty Hagwood, for all of your support of the channel. Thanks so much, Marty. And thanks to the rest of our Twitch subscribers as well, and our YouTube members like Marissa Pugliese, Rick D, PZ Papa Zulu, Alice Wonderland, Evelyn in Maine, Winding Road, Trav, John Flick, Surrender Monkey, Cruella, Janet Burnett, Emma Jackson, David Rivera, Smedley, CAC813, Dr. McRib, Linda Cosma, Per Holstrand, Wickedest Witch, KC Veteran, KIU420, Jesse's Girl, Civlap, Sherry94, Kiwi, Kitsachi, Gayla Stanford, Mikey197799, Pam Turner, Ricky Como. Thanks all of our members. Juno130, Toboggan, Onslaught MP. Callie Ravid, Deshar Lays, Terry Bryant, Emma Jackson, Riri Patton, Ronald Kame, Divorced Homeless. All of our members, thank you so much. Justin King. Janet Burnett, thank you. Surrender Monkey, Rizzo, and all of our other members, Skinnerd, and everybody else. So I really appreciate you guys watching, sending in the news tips. A shout out to the police for getting a person who had murdered, who is suspected of murdering somebody off the streets, and shout out to the person at McDonald's who called in the tip. I know some of you might not agree, but I feel that it is a good thing if somebody who has just walked up to somebody, who is believed to have walked up to somebody and murdered them, is gotten off the streets, because that could very well be a very dangerous person for other people as well. In addition to someone who could end up being charged with murder. All right. But I will let you guys debate all these other aspects of this among yourselves. That's up for you to do. All right, if you missed it, we played the press conference. You can go back and watch it. All right. Thank you, guys. Oh, and thanks so much to T-Sky. T-Sky just gave 10 people memberships in the chat. That's really nice of you, T-Sky. Thanks so much. Make sure you thank somebody if they give you a gift membership or a gift sub. All right. I am wrapping up this stream. Again, really appreciate you guys tuning in. Thanks for letting me read your comments. Thanks, Jerry L. and all of our other viewers out there. And more streams to come. Oh, one quick thing I want to mention. I am still out of town. I am still in Mexico City. But I do have a personal channel. And sometimes I am posting videos on my personal channel from here. Not news videos, more chill. So if you're interested in any of that stuff, any of the videos, the Mexico City videos, or my personal videos, Lookner on YouTube is that channel, and Looknerd with a D on Twitch is the channel on Twitch. Lookner and Looknerd, you can check those out if you want to see any of the Mexico City and personal videos. That is it for now. We have been bringing you live coverage. The strong person of interest, Mayor Adams says, taken into custody, Luigi Mangione, with a bunch of evidence suggesting he may be the shooter in the NYC health insurance CEO shooting. That is it for now. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon with more live breaking news coverage right here at Agenda Free TV.